Hi, dear friends. This edition would be the chapter 4 of Lord of Kumarikandam, Dawn of Reality. So, Lord Kandan, Senadipati Veerabagu, Ilangovan, and Kadisalvan, disguised as hunters, are riding on their horses through the dense Vallimalai forest. A peacock flew past them with its beautiful plumage glistening in the sunlight. It was a sight to behold, and all their eyes were fixated on it. They suddenly heard a rumbling and trumpeting sound. They turned back to see a solitary elephant madly rushing towards them like a mad bull in heat. The horses were scared and they galloped wildly into the forest. Lord Kandan was separated from his trusted lieutenants. He slowly trotted along the dense trees. Suddenly, Kandan saw a shining spear pass by him, missing him by a whisker. He turned to notice that the spear had pierced through a leopard's heart, which had hurled itself against him. Lord Kandan was thankful and turned back to view his savior. He was astonished to notice a pretty dark girl clad in white, looking in remorse at the dead leopard. She said, "What type of hunter are you? Can't you tread carefully in the forest? You are too clumsy to be a hunter. I had to kill the leopard unnecessarily." Lord Kandan was taken aback by her words. He inquired, "Who are you, pretty savior? I owe my life to you and I am indebted with gratitude. Sorry for my clumsiness. I just had escaped a loner elephant and I am separated from my fellow hunters." The girl's anger calmed down hearing these words and she introduced herself. "I am Valli, the daughter of tribal chieftain Nambi Arasan." Lord Kandan appreciated her. "Your spear hurling skill is exceptional. You are sure to surpass Lord Kandan." Hearing the name of Lord Kandan, Valli blushed. Valli inquired, "Who are you, hunter? Your radiance and fairness is certainly not that of an hunter. I am not able to take my eyes off you. I am mesmerized by your radiance and charm. You seem to have a divine aura around you." Lord Kandan flirted with her without revealing his true identity. "Valli, I am Dandapani, an hunter from Kumarikandam. You are a wildflower of utmost beauty and a solace in this dangerous forest. I too am unable to take off my eyes from you, pretty damsel." Valli retorted with anger, "Don't have unrealistic dreams, Dandapani. I have dedicated my life only for Lord Kandan. If I have to ever marry, it would only be Lord Kandan and none other than him. I have no place for anyone else." Lord Kandan was delighted to hear it, but he continued pretending to be a love smitten, desperate hunter and he said, "Don't say that, Queen of the Wild, Valli. Kandan is already married to Devendran's daughter, Devane. How can you dream of marrying a married man? Isn't it immoral of you?" Valli replied, "My heart is always throbbing with his name. I have no place for anyone else. I know that he is already married, but it is not out of practice for a king to marry again. Many of Devendran's clan are polygamous, and Devendran himself is promiscuous with his apsaras. I am sure Devane would understand it. If Lord Kandan isn't interested in me, I will remain a devout devotee of him throughout my lifetime." Lord Kandan playfully continued, "Valli, why do you pine for the unattainable Lord Kandan? He is an enemy of Shaivism, even though he is the son of Lord Sambasivam, the founder of Shaivism. He has killed our noble king Surapadman, a staunch devotee of Shaivism. He has fallen for the well-laid trap of the staunch Vedic ritual preacher Devendran. He has fallen into his cunning ploy by marrying Devane. Lord Kandan won't even look at you, a lowly born as per Devendran's code of conduct. You are just a tribal woman of lowly status. Don't forget, you are a tribal huntress and he is a king of Kumarikandam. Be reasonable and pragmatic. Marry me and you can lead a dignified life as the wife of a great hunter." Hearing this, Valli burst out with anger. "Dandapani, stop it. Don't talk badly about Lord Kandan. He is a king of kings, philosopher of philosophers, and warrior of warriors. We are blessed to be under his golden rule. You speak similar to my misguided father. Lord Kandan is a leader of leaders. He is a leader who believes in protecting the downtrodden from the strong. He is a leader who appreciates and leads his life by the adage of unity in diversity and diversity in unity. He always accepts diversity and never tries to impose uniformity nor favors monopolization. He is a statesman who believes in uniting and governing people, and not like the other wise leaders who govern people by dividing and ruling them. Lord Kandan never discriminates people on the basis of caste, class, language, gender, or creed. He is a champion who stands against discrimination. Don't talk rubbish about Lord Kandan, or I have to cut off your tongue. Beware. Lord Kandan was bowled over by Valli's understanding of him, but he continued toying with her. Valli, you look so beautiful when you are angry. Why don't you marry me and fulfill my infinite lust for you? Drop all these fancy dreams of yours and be mine. Valli was trembling with anger. I regret saying it, but if you don't move, I will be beheading you. She lifted the sickle and approached him with dire intentions. Lord Kandan pretends to be scared and galloped away hastily. Kandan rejoiced with his disguised fellow hunters. Kandan asked, Senadipati Veerabagu, what is your understanding and learning of this tribe? Veerabagu replied, Lord Kandan, the people of this tribe are devout Shaivites. They have unflinching loyalty to King Surapadman. They offered themselves to fight for him during the war, but Surapadman had resisted them from doing so. He had asked them to protect the forest and Shaivism with or without him being the ruler. The tribal leader Nambi Arasan and his tribesmen are seething with anger at the loss of their just king Surapadman, and thus are organizing rebellion against your reign. Fueling this is the discrimination that the tribal people are facing due to Varnashrama, discrimination against their food habits, and tradition. Nambi Arasan is also very angry that their women folk are branded as immoral, unchaste, and seductresses just because they do not abide by the discriminatory code of conduct. Lord Kandan responded, Senadipati Veerabagu, the fangs of Varnashrama and the code of conduct have already divided and discriminated my people. I look at all my citizens as equal by birth. On the basis of their merit and skills, they occupy their respective position. Mark my words, casteism and suppression of women would be a bane to the society and future. This would be the root cause for discrimination and inhumane practices. It would be a bane for Kumarikandam and would convert it from heaven to hell. In my rule and from my followers, I always discourage this and expect them to treat each other without prejudices, discrimination, and suppression. Ilangovan added, True Lord Kandan, already I am noticing that people are segregating themselves and encouraging marriage only within their sect, which was not seen earlier. Surapadman was against this and put his foot down. He knew that if he allowed it to grow, it would destroy the very social fabric, leading to privileges being enjoyed by a few, who in turn would enslave the others to continue their privileges. Surapadman's complete struggle was against this social evil, and for this he had to defeat the proponent of these ideals, Devendran, and thus the war, in which we defeated him. Lord Kandan, I sometimes feel that we ended up being pawns for Devendran's pyrotechnics. Lord Kandan agreed. I am aware of it, Ilangovan. I want people to live peacefully and in complete tolerance of each other's belief. Even though I am the son of Shaivism founder Lord Sambasivam, I don't believe in propagating or enticing people into my beliefs with material or emotional incentives. It should be a natural progression. Remember, Ilangovan, the worst traitor for any religion would be the one who says and propagates, My God is superior to yours and your gods are barbaric. Also, the worst human being is one who says that he is superior to others by birth. Never impose your belief system on others. Let people discover the philosophy and ideals suited to them. Whatever conflicts we are passing through would be faced by our future citizens too, might be in a different form and magnitude. Senadipati Veerabagu added, Lord Kandan, the only silver lining amidst this dark looming clouds is Nambi Arasan's daughter Valli. She is a staunch admirer of you, and her devout understanding of you is absolute. Valli and Nambi Arasan are always at conflict solely about their views on you. That is their frequent bone of contention. We are happy to notice that you are not only protected by the best defense counsel but also by a pretty dark damsel too. Lord Kandan overwhelmingly said, I have personally witnessed it, Senadipati Veerabagu. Time for us to have dinner. Let me hunt a deer, and you can prepare a makeshift camp meanwhile. We will be awake and guard the camp in turns. I am happy again to revisit Vallimalai, disguised as a pervert old man with overflowing lust. Let us see how Valli tackles him. Lord Kandan hurled his spear and killed the deer. At the carcass of the deer, he prayed for the deer's soul. He thanked the deer's soul and justified its killing for fulfilling their hunger. Lord Kandan informed Kadiselvan to meet his brother Lord Vinayagam and seek his help in his courtship with Valli. Kadiselvan immediately galloped to meet Lord Vinayagam, the leader of the Pakidams. Meanwhile, Damare's life wasn't a bed of roses. Her love for her dear Ilangovan was boundless, limitless, and timeless. Years had passed by since Ilangovan had been to war. She had comfortable life as a general's wife. All her financial needs were met from the treasury. Her elder daughter Kanimori and her younger daughter Shivapriya were growing up fast. They were learning all the arts and science that had to be learned. Kanimori was an excellent Bharatanatyam dancer, and Shivapriya's melodious voice enhanced the sweet Carnatic music. They were staunch devotees of Lord Sambasivam and followed his ideals to the core. Damara always had at the corner of her mind pining for her beloved husband, Ilangovan. Recent events had been shocking, and the fierce battle with King Surapadman from Lord Kandan and his army were giving jitters to her. Even though Lord Kandan had won the battle and had taken up the reign of Kumarikandam with Daivanai by his side, she had not heard about Ilangovan yet. It had been 6 years since Ilangovan had parted from the family. Damarai's mother and brothers were insisting her to get married again, as they suspected Ilangovan might have been killed in the battle. Hearing this, Damarai experienced an intolerable pain at the very thought of Ilangovan having met his cruel end in the battlefield. The world crumbled and crushed around her. She burst out with spontaneous tears and was inconsolable. She was eagerly awaiting for many months in the hope that her beloved Ilangovan would return back. None of the soldiers who were grievously injured and had returned back from battlefield had any whereabouts or information about Ilangovan. Most of them suspected that he might have lost his life and his body might have been mutilated beyond recognition. Perhaps he would have undergone mass cremation, as was the practice with unidentified and unclaimed bodies. As the years rolled on, the number of lecherous neighbors passing on lewd comments and trying to woo Damarai had increased. Many proposed to Damarai to have an extramarital affair with them. Damarai was largely hurt by these inhumane men, but realized that this is the way the world works. Women without their husband at their side had to bear the brunt of perverts. Continuous persistence from her mother and brothers wavered Damarai's infinite wait for beloved Ilangovan. Considering the future prospects of her daughters, and also as per the law of the land, which permitted a deserted wife or a wife who had not heard the whereabouts of her husband, being alive or dead for more than 5 years, could remarry, Damarai reluctantly agreed for the remarriage. This ends the chapter 4, Dawn of Reality. So the future chapter will be present in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching this audiobook, and also remember to share it with your friends, like and subscribe for the channels, and you can leave the comments in the comment section. Thank you.